What's the secret to higher engagement in a business video? That's the question a lot of channel owners ask when they look at their view counts. But they're not really being fair to themselves. Unless you're into gaming, network news, or professional wrestling, keyword research seems to say the deck is stacked against you 1,000 to 1. But there's way more views than you may think, more than enough to give any business an edge. I don't know your business, of course, but if you know a little history, you'll know what to make of all the advice you're hearing about getting zillions of views on YouTube. We'll start with a rewind, back to the first day of moving pictures. You couldn't even see one of these grainy little guys without sticking your head into a box. Why were they so engaging? Because no one had ever seen a peep show. When producers figured out how to project it to hundreds of people, well, they were still not very good. They weren't about anything, and yet they got way more engagement. But in almost no time at all, the novelty had worn off. Remind you of anything? So they add spectacle and storytelling and drama, and engagement goes through the roof. Oh, but then the talkies come along, and not that many stars make the transition.
That it's going to be tough on the guy who did it.
Turns out having a voice helps if you have something to say. Who knew? Eventually, storytelling fuses with production value, and we get pictures like Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz. Many of those films achieve a kind of immortality, a timeless relevance. Then, in the late 40s, our grandparents dragged this baby into the house. During the silent movie era, they'd called it the electric telescope. The first television screen was no bigger than an iPad. Families had a lot of fun, though, watching Milton Berle do a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants. But the real value was, you didn't even have to put your shoes on to be entertained. How convenient. Then soap opera comes along, and audiences get totally invested in the lives of these characters. Still, somehow, people manage to leave the house from time to time. So fast forward 60 years. It's 2005, and there's a brand new way to experience moving pictures. In fact, YouTube is still revolutionary in a way movies and TV will never be, in that anyone can create a studio and anyone can become a star. Not to mention that convenience factor being dialed up to 11. You can watch anything you want, no matter how obscure, whenever you want, on any kind of screen. So, what's the bottom line? That history sees engagement in a pretty specific way. It comes down to two things. One, the transmission of useful information, and two, the fostering of connection, either by helping one person reach their potential through edutainment, or helping groups find common ground through entertainment. Acting on that is the difference between a business channel that gets 20 subscribers or one that gets 1,000 times that. There are 4 actions that history suggests we take to create channel-building content. Number 1, become your own movie studio by adding a smidgen of production value. Not much more than whatever's built into the camera you're already using. Time will improve that, but it gives you a shot at immortality. Number 2, embrace the kind of storytelling that movies and TV used to be known for. That produced a 60-year stretch of unforgettable films. Just by doing those 2 things, you'll have incorporated the best of old school media.
Have a good life.
Number 3, create videos that develop connection over time, like a TV series, so that others become invested in what you're doing. And Number 4, add the information factor, just to provide a few examples and proof along the way, which does build trust. And that's how you carve out your niche. Sound too simple? Bear in mind, history shows that even the smartest people don't expand their comfort zones enough to prove this out to themselves. It's a shame because people are tired of recycled talking points, which they're getting an awful lot of right now. They're hungry for a genuine point of view. Putting these 4 concepts into practice will help yours land with authority. I've learned a lot about this by posting these kinds of videos for 12 years. So if you have some how-to questions, post them here and I'll answer if I can. Get a handle on this, and the next video you write could make a little history.